Hello, it's Angela Kirby, and it's time to do the weekly Mandala Oracle. So, taken from my book, Creating Wisdom and Magic in Life and Love, this one here doesn't usually have this little label here. This is just a reminder of that this is my book, but I've used this book so many times it's obvious compared with the brand new books that I have, or copies of this book. Definitely obvious which one's mine and which one's new. Now, aside of that little ramble, I'm going to open up this book randomly at a page that will benefit or maybe hinder our path this week. What is it that we could do with knowing that would be helpful for us all? Okay, so there's 54 mandalas in this. Each one is an oracle. I have drawn each one of these, and at the end of them, or even during, there are messages as to what each one of these mandalas actually represent. This series started in 2007, where I did quite a few over that first couple of years, and then slowly been getting less and less each year. Sometimes it's more, it just depends, because it's listening to information that's coming through, ready to be come through, and sometimes these mandalas can take a considerable amount of time to do. All right, there could be breaks in between times, whatever you want to call that. It's waiting for the information at the right time. I also seem to be going through each of these mandalas, what it represents. So I go through the journey, I record the journey, and I channel bring in the download of what this mandala is actually about. So there are 54 in here, although I have finished 70 of them now. I'll collate them all together at some stage, although I don't envisage that I'll stop doing these mandalas now. Okay, so I've shuffled, so to speak. What is it we could do with knowing that would be of benefit? All right, bliss. All right, so there we go. I actually had this one as a business card at one stage, and anyway, no, I won't project what my ideas and thoughts are onto this one, other than what the message already says. So, because I'll just ramble on again. So, let's have a look at what the Mandala Oracle message is. But first of all, I read what the mantra is, and that will help us be in a space where we can take on what that message is. So, a circle of love, a circle of life, this mandala is now in our life. Allow it to open its pleasure and delight through seeing and feeling in meditation that will guide us. Allow it to whisper its wisdom. Can we hear what the messages are? Write what we hear and feel and study it deeply and release for our path to be. And I think that's important to do. I was always jotting down notes. It's relevant what we need to write down and look back and refer to at times. It's fascinating. Anyway, rambling again. So bliss, it's number 42. Bliss surrounds you while your world is changing rapidly from one stage to the next. This time is sacred and must be travelled solo. Only you can set your feet directly upon this world, unravelling and releasing what once was and can no longer be. Almost staccato-like in movement, up, down quickly, rapid and upbeat. In time, you bring forward what was to be healed. You may initially seek answers from others, only to find you walk away frustrated and confused from their efforts in giving you suggestions and fix-me-up solutions. Yes, that can get pretty old in a hurry, but if you're getting triggered, it's also interesting to note that trigger and to work through it, because that's another level that needs to be looked at. Well, needs to be. There's times when needs to be, you wouldn't even know that it needed it, but then eventually you do. Because you've lived with yourself for long enough and you've done some inner work with yourself, so you know that you're being asked to do some more inner work. The wounded child within you may have been seeking from a sense of unhealed codependence. It is time to calm that neediness, settle it down, be with yourself, be gentle. Your inner child requires reassurance and some fun, so he or she can feel safe. This time is for you and is fully functioning adult with your inner child intact, not rocking the boat. With this realization, you seek guidance from within. Through meditation, insights arrive randomly, unfolding the synchronicities of your life. For in a moment you forgot that you were connected to a high source where answers arrive when they are meant, not necessarily when you want. So give yourself a big hug. This is an interesting mandala bliss. Okay, so an interesting week ahead, and too, because we're in eclipse season, there's a lot going on. Now, I'm not an astrologer, but I listen to tons of it and I find it fascinating. So yes, we're into a big solar eclipse, full eclipse with a sort of a super moon to boot, or not to boot, it's just the way that it is, what's happening. So we shall see. I'm rambling again. Anyway, you be gentle and be kind. Ciao, ciao.